Okay, folks, we are live. Kitten Can at Pippa's Pride of Cats. I am your host, Rob, from the Pippa's Pride channel on this beautiful Friday evening. So, below we have our three beautiful kittens. They have just finished eating dinner. They enjoyed, two of them enjoyed a fancy feast. And little Penny there, which is the gray kitten, who is currently cleaning her face. Hi, sweetheart. Come here. Had hard food. And so we'll just kind of talk about that in a little bit as well. So you can kind of see that they're behind a barrier. And they're behind a barrier. They kind of come up to it. And we're doing that as a result of really trying to keep them contained for the moment while they're still in the nursing phase and they're a little bit, they're still younger. They're still, with their mom, and their mom does want them to be closer to the designated area. So yeah, but I'm going to see if we can try and see them. They like, they hear the sound of my voice. So that probably means I should come on in. Come here, girls. Now, I don't want to be too far from the microphone, but I do want you guys to see the kittens. We have Michelle taking a look at the chat in the event you guys have questions or topics you want to talk about. You can see this little girl right here. Hi, sweetheart. They love coming up to me. They want the pets, of course. And you can see little Penny here. Hi, sweetheart. Anytime I, leave the room and come back, they're running over to say hello. So we may have to adjust the camera a couple times just to make sure we get everything. Can you hear her? She's so cute. Now, you'll also notice in the background, you can see a little bit with the opal there, that is an extra tall barrier because we were having issues with Daphne escaping, and she's our tuxedo cat. And, she'd get up above the couch and then start jumping off that ledge that you kind of see there. Now, she wouldn't jump off. There's a staircase behind there, and, it's a little bit further of a jump. So she didn't do that, but she did kind of come around to the lowest spot. And I was actually getting kind of scared about her paws when she would jump off and escape. So we put blankets down because you can't stop her. But today we started putting up this extra tall plastic barrier, which she managed to find a way to climb. So she was still able to get over it and was still trying to interact with Pippa, which we did get some. Here we go. Hi, guys. Some video of, but come here, sweetheart. Come here, guys. Now, you might see that they were able to get on my feet. And that's kind of fun, too, because now, normally, just to let you guys know, it's another complaint. And there's a story behind this, too, which we'll get to in a little while. But what I try and do is take a toy, so you know. So if you ever have a kitten, one of the things that you'll notice is a good thing with kittens and with cats is that they try to go after your feet. So for whatever reason, I don't know exactly why, but cats love feet. So, and they love your socks. And what I'll do is try and redirect with a toy. So when they're coming at my feet, I'll try and pull it over. So when I come in here later, you may be able to see that. You kind of see Penny just decided to fall asleep here. Hey, Penny. But I'm going to try and redirect the camera so that way we can see a lot of the action. There's Opal over there on the scratching post. You can see Daphne over there in the right-hand corner. And let's see if I can. I may try and make the area a little bit smaller, but right now, the only two active kittens are the ones that you have on screen, which is Opal and Daphne. Penny is deciding to take a post-dinner nap. Trust me, she will be awake later, and she will be all over me. She doesn't get a lot of time to attack my feet during the day because I try and redirect her again with the toy. But at night when I'm sleeping there, and if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you'll know why that is. She likes to go after my feet in the middle of the night, so pretty funny. All right, Michelle's taking a look at the chat. What do you have anything?
Our niece wants to know if her best friend can have a cat. Thank you.
Which one is most appealing to you? Niece's best friend.
She has the same name as our other niece.
Oh, her friend's name is Ariana?
No.
Oh.
My niece.
Oh, your niece.
Lauren.
Oh, really? Avery?
The black one. She wants Daphne.
Oh, that I will tell you, Daphne is definitely the life of the party. Exactly, Joe. So they are all very cute kittens. I'll be honest. So we don't know yet if we need to adopt them out. But that is going to be a very hard thing for us because, as you can imagine, we become very attached to the kittens. So of course, they've been well cared for and well loved here with us. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it comes to that, then anybody can apply. We'll talk about the adoption agency here in a minute, but yeah. And look at how big they've gotten. Look at Opal playing over there. So we brought them a little bit more with the adoption agency. So we know that we've kind of had an ongoing thing for a little bit on this channel, or at least it's been ongoing for a while, but we've only kind of discussed it in recent videos and in the live stream last week. Of course, we had a discussion with them that wasn't the most pleasant, but I did talk about last week on the live stream that I do think that their heart is in the right place. I do think that maybe there were some errors made, or it was they refer to it as a special situation. This is not a situation that most people find themselves in, where you adopt a cat and they turn out to be pregnant. But there you go. So most of the time when they find, or they have kittens and they put them into a fostering program, what it is they have found them. Here, let me try and move the camera a bit so that way we can see. Of course, So when they have kittens, it's usually from a feral mother, and somebody has found them outside, uh, and they bring them in to be kind of rescued and uh, turned into pets. And you'd say, well, why wouldn't you just kind of leave them out there? But the problem is that if you have so many cats out on the street, I had mentioned in one of our videos that a cat can have up to 5 litters of kittens in a year. Now, if you think about that, then those babies go on to have their own babies and so on and so forth. And if they are able to, um, you know, reproduce and they're efficient with it, then you have a lot of cats and not a lot of squirrels or chipmunks in your neighborhood as a result, or birds. So, it is one of those things, and of course, when cats are out in the wild, they are subject to predators and all those things. It's a situation where sweet animals should certainly have a good home, and they have a place with human beings for sure. So, um, anyway, that's normally what they see. I guess kind of took a little bit of a path there, but we did communicate more this past week with the adoption agency, and um, we would have needed to no matter what because Tilly's not spayed. So, and the agreement within the adoption agency is that she needs to be spayed, and they would work through that and uh, work with the operation and everything else. So, no matter what, now of course we could go and have her spayed separately if we really wanted to, but I didn't necessarily think that that was something. Um, okay, so let me take a quick break here. Is there a chat?
Alexa just said, it's me, Alexa.
Yeah,
Alexa,
of course it's
we
you.
know.
Hi. Hey, Alexa, how is summer camp going? Feel free to say in the chat while I talk a little bit more. So the my nieces are so sweet. They are. I love seeing them, and I get a chance to see them next weekend. So that's gonna be fun.
She said, good, fun.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
good, and it's fun.
Yes. I'm glad about that with the summer camp. So they had asked to see her, to see Tilly, and the kittens, because as we know, they do feel that the kittens are theirs, and we feel that they're ours. But as we also know, in the event that we had to, we would wind up going through adopting them out. However, I seem to have convinced Michelle that maybe we would be able to keep more than one, so that's a good thing. So I'm working on the third one, which is nice. But anyhow, so they asked to see them, and of course, we had shown that we were going into the vet with the kittens, which we did do, and of course that started the whole fiasco with them. And they were willing to give them the first set of shots. There's several shots that kittens need, so your distemper and your rabies shot and all that other good stuff. But they also needed their second round of what's called deworming. So I do not think that these kittens had worms. That is usually for like an outdoor kind of situation, but vets feel like indoor cats get them too, and so there you go. But a lot of times, they're getting it from their mom because their mom is very close in contact and they're feeding with them and everything else. So they had their first round of it. Again, probably not necessary, but it's something that you do. and they offered to have us bring them over, which we did do. We brought them over yesterday and got their shots, and they got their deworming, and they had a vet tech there, which is nice. And they kinda took a look at them and made sure that they were healthy, weights were good, and they checked all the different things in their motor skills, hearing, and their eyesight. Which, by the way, I think our gray kitten may have a little bit. And we're going to keep an eye on this, but you have a little bit of a uh, cross-eyed possibly situation. So we'll have to see how that develops. And we'll probably talk on this channel about cat's eyes at some point. Either we'll do it in a live stream. Well, we'll do it in a video if we can. We have a lot of content to talk about. Trust me. So, and really, there's not honestly enough days in a week to discuss everything that there is to talk about. Believe it or not. And so, we kind of choose based on what's most urgent to talk about, I guess. And but cat eyes are definitely one of those things, and there's a lot to learn about them. But there's also things that happen with kittens that are kind of can be dangerous, or there's things that develop, and there's stuff that sometimes happens in the womb. So we'll notice that our white kitten Opal has a tiny crink at the end of her tail, and they think it's because she was crowded in the womb, which she was. Not a big deal. It's just a little bit different. So, and still, she seems to be doing just fine. She is actually the biggest kitten. They weighed her, and she's a little over 2 pounds. So you can see she's kind of long and big. And she was the first to eat meat. She's hungry like her mom, um, and very active and playful, and you can see that there. I think she's going to be a big cat. I got to be honest. But anyhow, um, so we'll talk about cat eyes in a little while. But anyway, they investigated that. They gave us that little mermaid toy there. So you can kind of see that, which was really cute, and I think they'll have fun with it. It's just basically a little tunnel that they can play in. But so far, they haven't been super interested in it. I think if it opened on the other end, they would be more than happy to go through. But anyhow, they gave us food too. They did, which they were really nice about as well at the beginning, and they offered it to us when we went. So the other thing is they were super pleasant. I think they maybe felt bad about the argument that we had with them, or maybe because they don't really, I don't think, have a legal argument, or they wouldn't want to really litigate it with us. And trust me, I would if it was necessary. So, because hey, I mean, they're family, you know. So anyhow, but I mean, who wants to do that? Well, so anyhow, they were pleasant. You got any words on that?
No, they were very nice. They were excited to see the kittens. They mentioned that it was nice to see kittens that weren't like born in the wild because those kittens are a little crazy. So they thought it was nice that they got to see our kittens who were, pretty calm and loved from the beginning. So it's a little different from the kittens they usually encounter. From getting them in the wild or being feral. So and then they showed them off to everybody who walked by.
Yeah, that was kind of fun too.
So gave them some love, and it was nice. They gave us that cuddle toy, which is really cute, and they gave us some food. So overall, it was a pleasant experience with them. So, yeah.
Yeah.
About it. Pretty good.
Yeah. So,
I miss Kitty.
do you see her? So she wants to come out. Now I will. I may bring her close to the camera. Sweetheart, come on, baby. Come here, baby. She has the prettiest fur and the softest. Yeah, it's so soft. It's like a cashmere sweater. No, sweetheart. But I will also say, now she's a wonderful climber, and mm, and she has some of the sharpest claws. I will tell you, she got me earlier today on my hand when I picked her up, and she didn't want to go back down, and so she caught on my hand and really kind of chopped me up a little bit. But she's so cute. Of course, they're all so cute. Oh, she's got me now.
Dapping on my face.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still trying to make sure that the camera angles are good. I'm not okay, so I'm not in frame. We can be, but I was looking back at the live stream from last week for a little bit, and I noticed I was pretty dark, and we try and light it up well enough, but maybe the camera's not so
My
good.
head was cut off half the time.
So yeah, but let us know if you guys have something or questions, or does anybody else want a kitten? Alexa, you don't want a kitten at this point? You haven't seen them in person, but not just yet anyway.
Daphne's chasing her tail.
Yeah. Did you see that? That was quite a jump.
Jump vocal.
Your mom said no.
Mom says no way.
Oh. Mom says no way. Does Ariana want one? Maybe you guys can double up. So I want to make sure if we had to, that they were going to a good place, and that they would be well loved, and it'd be nice to know how they're doing from time to time. Obviously, they wouldn't be ours anymore if they had to go. But still, I want to make sure that they go to a nice place with nice people that will care for them, and understand that they're cats and not dogs. So there's a difference. They're different animals, and a lot of people kind of relate dogs to cats. It's just not the same. They're not going to listen the same. They're not motivated by the same things. And once you understand that, I mean, you have a wonderful relationship with cats, because you know what it is that motivates them, and things that make them happy and stuff. And real good, easy way to think about it is the dog tries to please you, and that's not necessarily the goal for a cat. They should. What's going on?
Oh no. That's good. They should feel that way, like loved and.
Yeah, right. They should. Look at them. Look at them playing. Oh. But I mean, so there are sometimes some misconceptions too, and cats can be motivated by praise. In fact, Tilly is. Tilly loves when you tell her that she did a good job, and you give her some pets that go along with that. So the differences are Pippa really likes being rewarded with food. Okay, so she gets some treats or something, and a lot of cats are like that. They enjoy, getting food. Um, Tilly does because she is very at the moment she's very hungry because she's nursing. And when we weighed her yesterday, she actually lost weight, which is kind of crazy because we're feeding her 6 cans of food in a day, and so she's lost weight because she's creating milk, and so all of those calories are going into that, and now it's kind of sucked from her body to try and create the milk. So we're almost done with the nursing, but obviously the bigger they get, the more milk they need, and as a result of that, the more calories she needs. But she's still not necessarily food motivated. Of course, we give her food whenever she's hungry and whenever she wants it. But she likes being told that she did a good job, and she likes getting pets, and she likes the attention. Trust me, she loves attention. But yeah, all right. So I'll give it. I'll stop talking for a moment. Um, we can keep looking, but what do we got going on in the chat?
Jill just said the little meow is so cute.
Yeah, they are so cute. They are so
They
cute.
like
You know what?
squeak.
They're super cute.
They're on the bookshelf.
So you know what? I'm going to give it a few minutes, and you see that. Okay, wait, I'm sorry. I talk a lot, guys, but can they see the cats?
I think that you can. I mean, I can.
Okay, do you see them over on the bookshelf there? So our little Penny started sleeping over there, and so
Behind the books.
they all sit behind the books back there. And then they all started doing it, which was kind of funny because there's plenty of places here to sleep, but that's where they day sleep. It's behind the books. And I walked past here, I went to go get a cup of coffee this morning. I'm like, where are the kittens? But that's where they were. So they learned how to kind of climb around, just as kittens do. And now their new favorite thing is that. Now you see her.
Oh yeah, that's a weird noise.
See her kind of almost biting on the cords. No, Tilly. I'm sorry. Tilly looked over at me when I said. She's actually sleeping. So let me show you. I can show you guys real quick. This is a chair we have outside, and that is Tilly, who likes to keep a watchful eye on her kids. But sometimes, like any good mom, she needs a break. So that's kind of what she's doing. She's getting a little nap while she knows that they're being supervised by us. So, because we're over here. But anyway, so I'll give it a minute or two. I'll come back and answer any questions or thoughts that you guys have in the chat. But just kind of listen in for their audio. Their sounds are really cute. Of course, now they're not really saying anything. I hope. Where did Daphne go?
on the bookshelf.
Oh, she's still over there investigating, huh? Yeah.
She's on the shelf with the box.
Okay, so here's a question from Alexa: if Avery can have a cat, yes or no? I'm going to say at the moment, no. At the moment, no, she cannot. And don't forget, at the moment, they're still nursing, and they need to go through being fixed and all that other good stuff. Um, but so they're super cute. The black one's name is Daphne, and she is by far the life of the party. She's a very smart cat, and of course she escapes, and she keeps us on our toes. Trust me. And she would for you guys as well. So she's the black one, and so super cute, obviously. But what would have to happen is, it wouldn't just be we bring a cat to you guys. That wouldn't happen. There'd have to be a whole application process and a review process that happens, and not from us because I'm not doing all that. That's another reason why we're still working with the adoption agency. The reason why we even got Tilly from the adoption agency is we thought they were a reputable place. But regardless, it would have to go through them. They'd have an application process and everything. And then there's a contract that they would have to sign that says, for instance, things like they wouldn't declaw the cats, which again, my personal feeling is it's not a nice thing to do to your cat, even though it might feel like a nice thing for your household. Is Daphne underneath that blanket?
Yes, that's right. that little lump in the blanket.
I was like, why is that moving?
Being attacked by Penny.
But anyway, those are things, it may feel like a nice thing for you, but actually in the long run, if you care about your cat, it's not going to be a nice thing for you. It doesn't mean that that it's a bad thing. And if anybody has done this, that's fine too. But I feel if you have a cat that has their claws, that you should not do that. And there are plenty other ways, and trust me, we will show that on our channel. And you can see one of them, the big one right there, she just climbed up that scratching post. These guys were climbing up those curtains back there in the corner. And I don't know if you can see that, but we put a scratching post over there too. And they started climbing that instead. So, and I mean, are you okay? Oh, Penny. Oh.
Penny.
And of course, here comes Mama. Mama's coming in like, hey, what are you kids doing? So anyway, look, if we get to that point, then yeah. But and again, they are all super cute. Daphne is super cute. So I'd be more than happy to have them go to a loving home if they didn't stay with us. That's the answer to your question.
Very long-winded answer.
Well, there is never a short answer with me. There never is, because you know what? I don't want to leave you with more questions necessarily. But I guess there would be more questions in the chat then. Ooh. I thought she was underneath the blanket.
No, she came out. Children that are eating.
So what'd you guys think about Tilly bringing the kittens up to me? You can see she's kind of over there. And then we got the, can you see? Yeah,
Yeah.
are we able to see a little bit? Okay, look. Do you see Opal over there on the chair? She fell asleep. She has actually been sitting up and has fallen asleep sitting up before,
Yeah.
which is so funny.
Night.
Yeah.
She was sitting up and just started to nod off. It was hysterical. She just fell asleep.
But this is kind of what these are going to do this house. Not necessarily playing with it anyway. Hi, sweetheart.
Is Daphne on the couch right next?
No, she's on the floor. She's falling asleep too, actually.
Darn it.
Which is kind of funny. They play hard, they sleep hard. You, who sleeps a lot during the day, that's why you're awake. I don't necessarily. So the other thing is kids need a lot of sleep, and it's not necessarily predictable when they are going to sleep. Look at that. So yeah, it's not predictable. But there you go. So this is usually their hour. The reason why we pick this time is, not only Friday nights are honestly a little bit more convenient and a little bit more predictable for us, at least have been over the last 6 weeks. So we just, we haven't been making plans because obviously we've got kittens here that we want to make sure are taken care of. So the other thing is we pick the time because it's the time that predictably they're mostly awake. So, there you go. Look at her. Look at my little thing. Look at this little baby. Look at my little baby. Hi, sweetheart. They all make kind of maybe a little bit different of noises. But I can play with Tilly. Penny.
Tilly jumps really high.
Yeah, she does. Penny. There you go. Oh, so what did you guys think about her bringing the kittens to me last weekend? Let me know in the chat if you guys have thoughts. So this upcoming weekend, so next Friday, unfortunately, we're not going to do a live stream. I'll mention it in the videos next week, but we're not going to do a live stream because actually Michelle and I are going to be out of town. We're going to be out of town Friday and Saturday. Now that doesn't mean that the house is empty. Trust me. We've got 24/7 cats sitting. So there's no way at this point that I would leave them on it just wouldn't happen. So we do have some folks coming over for at least those 2 days. And so anyway, so we won't be here, and that means we can't do a live stream. But I'm also a little bit. This will be the first time that Tilly has not been with me at nighttime, and certainly the first time she hasn't been with me when she's had the kids. And based on what happened last weekend, I'm a little worried about how she's going to be, I guess. So I don't know, how to deal with that. I mean, we're still going. So, it's whatever happens. But I kind of feel like she's not going to like that so much. And I don't know what we'll find when we come back home. I don't know if the kids will be moved from this area that they're in right now, or what? I've seen some. I've seen some stuff, so already, and you guys have been in on that. So, um, yeah. So I'm gonna play with little Penny here, and then if you guys have Michelle, there's some stuff I think happening in the chat. So. Huh.
Georgia was not pulling that duty alone.
Yeah, right.
And, 2 for me and Ari is 3.
Yeah, right.
Brendan says my cat has a hole.
Oh my goodness. Really? Oh, Brendan. Was okay? So let me ask a question on that too. Was the cat a kitten when that happened, or were they stray, or?
I mean, we found scabs on the kittens from them fighting each other.
So yeah, because when they were younger, especially now they're getting the idea. The kittens are getting the idea of what their claws can do and what their teeth can do. But when they're a little bit younger in age, 3, 4 weeks, and they're going around and biting and that kind of thing, their teeth are coming in. They don't know necessarily, and they still don't get a full idea. But the look at how she jumps. She's so good. But I mean, they're getting the idea. So when they're testing things out on each other. So they have gotten beat up a little bit, and sometimes you'll hear them squeak and stuff when they're playing because maybe they play a little bit too hard. But that's how they know too later on to not play so hard. The reason why I like using toys and try and do it earlier with them is so that way they don't see your hands as play toys. Okay. Because you don't want that with a cat or a kitten, because if you do that, they're going to think that that's the case, and that's why sometimes cats will scratch your hand or bite your hand. So, what type of breed is that cat? Good question. So, excellent question. The mom, we think, and we have a video on this, but we're not 100% sure, was a Bombay cat. The dad for these kittens, we're not 100% sure because none of them look like her, really. They don't have the same color. They don't have the same fur. They don't even have the same bone structure. So I think a lot of them resemble their dad. But guess what? Here's something interesting. They can have more than one dad, which means that Daphne and Opal and Penny could also. So theoretically, there could be multiple dads. When a cat gets pregnant, she can get pregnant by multiple other cats while they're in heat, and that can mean that you have one dad for 2 of the cats and one dad for another one. They could all be from the same dad, but I'm gonna guess that I think Penny and Daphne have the same dad, potentially, and that Opal, the white cat, has a different dad. Yeah. So now, as far as breeds, I'm not 100% sure. I've been calling Daphne a tuxedo cat, black tuxedo cat, but they all feel different. You touch them, and their fur is different. Of course, all their coloring is different. So they would label them as an American Shorthair, but I mean, come on, that's
I
like.
was gonna say, yeah, they would.
That's like a catch-all.
The general would be American Shorthair.
Yeah. So when you look up like cats for adoption, a lot of times, the general term American Shorthair, but that doesn't mean that that's actually what they are. So, you have 4 cats, Brandon. Oh, Brendan, I'm sorry. Blonde. His name is Nico. Oh, cute. A blonde cat. Um, so there was also the question of Tomcat, right? So
Yeah, we don't know.
so we don't know because we unfortunately don't know. We adopted Tilly. Um, she had kind of been brought into the shelter, and of course nobody knew she was pregnant. Um, so she wasn't, she didn't get pregnant with us. She got pregnant, probably out on the streets, maybe, but also more than likely in a house because she's very well socialized. She just keeps playing. Look at her. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just sleeping in the corner. Tigger.
Oh, Tigger. Oh.
Yeah, the one that has the whole.
Do you know? So can you?
Is Tigger mom's first and favorite cat?
Oh, yeah, of course. The first is always the mom's favorite. So I will say, Pippa is Michelle's favorite, but
Misha is a gray and black cat.
oh, nice. Kind of like our Penny here. Oh, gray and black. Oh, gray and black. That's an interesting one. You got it, Penny. Good job. You have so much energy, my girl. I like to kind of touch her belly too. Again.
Oh, and he has a cat named Kai, who's a tuxedo.
Oh, no kidding.
Like Daphne.
That's wonderful.
But he's an a-hole.
Okay, well. So I that's the other thing. Sometimes tuxedo cats can be a little bit feisty, and gotta kind of work with that. Um, Sweetheart. This one would be a wonderful lap cat. Of course, she's very active now, and so she's been napping all day, waiting for lunch.
Just dangling off the chair.
Oh wow! So okay, so I started reading the chat. He scratched Brendan's hand, and it looked like his hand stuck right barbed wire. Wow! So it's not good. They have the potential of doing that for sure.
Yeah, trim.
Yeah, the claws, and I'm sure it's probably not the easiest thing to do because it's yeah,
wouldn't be a fan of that.
it's hard. It is hard to trim cat's claws, but you see what I'm doing here. I want to make sure that it's easier for us to do that later. So I'm getting them used to the idea of their paws being touched because a lot of times cats do not like their paws touched. So the more that you kind of do that, the better off that it is, especially at an earlier age. You're used to humans touching it. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. So whether or not Penny here is our cat or she's somebody else's cat, I want them to have an easier time with their claws because it is hard. And they get scared, ultimately. And you gotta figure, I mean, this is a big defense mechanism that they have is the claws. Okay. Do you guys hear that? Do you hear that? So our cat Tilly was in heat. She left heat. Today she went back into heat. So that noise is her actually calling for another suitor, which
It's so annoying.
it can be a little bit annoying. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sweetheart. My sweetheart.
Oh, the reason Brendan's hand got scratched is the cat had just played with catnip.
Oh, yeah.
A little while.
That will happen. You got to give it a little bit with the catnip.
Oh, oh, oh.
My sweetheart. Oh, I don't even know if she's on camera.
It has to be up a little bit. Smidge. Oh, smidge.
You gonna get some more food? These guys are tired. They're tired. Hi, sweetheart. You jealous because I'm petting your sister or something?
He said, Brendan said Tigger used to mess with their feet when he was young.
Yeah, of course.
They like feet.
Feet.
Every time you go in there, they're attacking your feet. Ooh.
Now, where did Tilly go? Yeah, it's okay.
She went upstairs. Crying.
Oh, yeah.
The echo.
No, I normally would not wake them up because ultimately kittens do need their and these guys do get a good amount of sleep during the day. They do. They need sleep. It's very important. Cats do sleep a lot during the day. Because so it could be 16 hours. We're awake 16 hours theoretically, and then sleep for 8. Um, Theoretically, they are asleep for 16 hours and awake from 8, but that 8 is not a consistent 8 hours. It's broken up into pieces. Hi, sweetie. Hi, sweetie. You're so cute. My sweet girl. My sweet girl. Yeah. Now you see what she did there with her back. She didn't use her claws. She just kind of used her feet. So she knows, understands not to use her claws because it hurts. But she still wanted to do the motion anyway, just as having fun. And that she did. Aw, she's cleaning me now. So she's so sweet. But she's also not biting me either. She understands. She's just touching, but that's not biting. So, which is good. A lot of times she just winds up licking. Okay, sweetheart. Okay. Woo. Okay, so any other questions? What else do you guys have or thoughts? Just feel free to throw something out.
What?
Jill, you got anything? Georgia girl. Thank you guys for joining, everybody.
Brendan said his cat Nico always in for food.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Everyone's sleeping.
They are. They are sleeping. Look at them. Now, Opal is awake, but I don't know if we can see.
Go. Gonna go wake up our siblings.
Maybe she might go wake them up, or she might join in.
They like to smell it.
They do.
It's so cool.
Let's see here if we can see her. Can we see Opal? Can you see Opal? Hey, sweetie. This way. Want to play? Now, also, you can kind of see this gray stuff, these gray hairs on the top of her head, which is super cute. But where we were yesterday, they were saying that, she might lose that as she grows. Not a definitive thing, but it's possible. And so she might wind up being an all white cat. No, sweetheart. But you can come down here, Tilly, if you want to play. You want to play? Play with this? Or is that just too beneath you? That's a kitten toy, Pops. You can both play with it. There you go. What else we got going on in the chat? Anything else? What was the last comment? I'm sorry, Emma.
Oh no, that just says cat Nico bullies him for.
Oh, that's not good. You want to play with this one, Tilly? Really? It's toy?
The tiny kid. It's 7:59.
All right. Well, you guys, it is always super fun. I enjoy live streams. Gives us a chance to kind of hear what you guys have to say and answer any questions you have and give you some ideas of maybe stuff we can't talk about in videos during the week. And ultimately, you get a chance to be able to see them in real time and give an idea of how they grow throughout the week. So,
The next live stream.
good question. It's going to be in 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, on a Friday at the same time. So 8 p.m. Eastern time. So looking forward to seeing you in the next one, Brendan, and everybody else who joined. It is, of course, we'll have them posted on the channel, and you guys can kind of, join in, watch, and of course, I would love to see everybody back here, and it's a good interaction. And I try and give some information during them and have a conversation as well. So I'm looking forward to the next one. Unfortunately, like I said, we can't do next week, but we will definitely do 2 weeks from now. Stay tuned to the channel for live streams and other videos. And really appreciate all of you guys. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you in the next video. All right. Bye, guys.